FTM, no, just gay, just gay. Yo, Monsters Inc. Yo, Monsters Inc. Where a little round guy gets put in the machine. You know what I mean, right?
And I've been advised not to talk about it.
Dude, I hate him. ICE are gonna spend all their time investigating you, Adam, and in that, we're gonna save so many Mexicans. This dude's gay.
That was
very perceptive. But this is a much more reasonable response to online harassment than anything Ethan said. Okay, so Adam Mcintyre, obviously well known for being the primary Klein Ballinger accuser. Okay. Came out with a bunch of screenshots of Klein Ballinger's group chat or something, I think, has made like endless videos on Klein Ballinger. Went absolutely crazy over Klein Ballinger. Then made a video a few months ago, sort of mocking Ethan Klein, poking fun at how seriously he takes the Snark stuff. And now, he's made a video talking about how his Snark page tried to get him deported from the United States, okay? So we're going to take a look. So obviously the moment he made this video, Ethan Klein jumped on it, probably without even looking into it, let's be real. Because this guy's like a complete, like, neurotic idiot. Running from Pisco as well, by the way. Ethan Klein constantly running from Pisco, still running from Pisco like a total because Dan Saltman owns that guy. Dan Saltman completely owns Ethan. Ethan is literally like Dan Saltman's lapdog. It's pretty embarrassing stuff. And Dan Saltman said to Ethan, don't talk to Pisco. So Ethan's never going to talk to Pisco because he's a and Dan Saltman's lapdog. So, we're taking a look at this. Adam Mcintyre here is getting mocked on Ethan's Instagram story. And he says, Adam Mcintyre has been promoting and participating in my Snark for a long time. He gives them literal shout-outs. So now that it happened to him, he wants sympathy. Not so funny now, eh, Adam? I'm surprised you even have the nerve to post this after the amount of snarking you've done. Literally reaping what you sow. Alright, so immediately, snarking and calling CPS on someone, or calling ICE on someone, or whatever, these are different things, okay? Snarking is posting on a Reddit. Placing fraudulent CPS or ICE calls, this is a completely separate thing that isn't necessarily entailed by snarking. And not all people that post on Snark subreddits do. So these are just gossip subreddits, that's the point of them. Yes, there will be crazy people who read gossip subreddits because they're obsessed with someone or whatever, and they might take things into their own hands because they're insane. But that's not the Snark subreddit's fault, that's not everyone else there's fault. So immediately, just a very stupid conflation of responsibility here that Ethan loves to engage in because it makes it easier to target all of his enemies at once. So we won't look at that for the moment. That'll be for later. But let's take a look. Let's see what Adam Mcintyre actually says in this video. Let's see what this totally not annoying as flamboyant young gay man has to say. Obviously, he's Irish. He's in the United States right now he's doing like one of those live tours. Like the live show tours that YouTubers do now. So he's there on like a work visa or something.
Hi muckers, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all doing very well. Okay, I'm currently in LA. I'm here with my mom because we are taking a little week in LA before we go back to New York, and I do my final ever show in America on July 11th. We are almost sold out. It is insane. We've sold out VIPs, we've sold out meet and greets.
The snarkers are right.
We only have like...
Dude, literally, the moment I hear this guy start talking, it is like kettle boiling sound effect. It's just like immediate kettle boiling sound effect. It's just like... So bad. So bad. FTM, no, just gay. Just gay. Dude, I'm starting to think I might have a big. It'd be like that. When you watch Adam Mcintyre, it actually be like that, though. They don't tell you that. They don't warn you of that. That when you watch Adam Mcintyre, it actually be like that. But they do. They do.
20 general admission left, so if you want to come, it's going to be my final show in America before I leave, and then I'm probably just going to move back to Brighton. Honestly, at this stage, it's between Brighton and Paris, but if I go to Brighton, I get to bring my dogs, We've been having a lot of fun in LA. I don't know if anyone saw my post though, but literally like 2 days ago in WeHo, I got mugged and they stole my phone. So I was without a phone for a little bit, hence the silence. But I can confirm that I went out and got a new phone, unfortunately, because even after all the tracking in the world, it turns out that they threw my phone in the bin and it got destroyed. So that wasn't the greatest, but we've been having a time in LA. Now, I want to talk about something that has came to my attention, and I wasn't going to film a video tonight, but I really want to talk about it because I think that there's something...
FTM on gay FTM violence we're witnessing.
Thank you for the $5. Huge appreciated. Thank you.
...that I want to highlight with it. I'm going to be talking about my Snark today, okay? So,
wow.
Obviously, like every other
Let's
creator,
hear it, Adam.
I have a Snark. There's a Snark on me on Reddit, and, you know, they talk about things they don't like or whatever. And I've always been on the wavelength that whenever it comes to Snarks, I always feel like I don't want to comment too much on it because... You could.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. The lip filler is just so weird, man. It's so fucking. It makes his face look so fucking strange. He actually looks like, Monsters Inc. Monsters Inc. Where a little round guy gets put in the machine. You know what I mean, right? He looks like that. He looks like that.
To argue. Anything could be Snark, right? So it's like, who am I to dictate that I can talk about people, but people can't?
No, Mike doesn't get put in it, does he? It's Randall's assistant, right? Randall's like assistant gets put in it, and he gets like the big lips. He has like pale with the big lips.
Me, right? So I've always held this, and I still do. I think that there can come a part where it goes into territory that is
yeah, Mike's like putting it for a bit.
And something has happened on my Snark within the last couple days that I was a little bit silent on, and I wasn't considering making a video on because I have launched an investigation into it because it has tread the line now. But basically, my Snark have reported me to...
So immediately, okay? If Adam Mcintyre is broadly saying he's going after his Snark, I think he would be a hypocrite. If he's broadly going after a Snark and trying to go after the Snark, he would be a hypocrite. Now, if someone has falsely reported him to ICE, and he is going after the people that falsely reported him to ICE, I think that's fair enough. If Ethan was going after the people that reported him to CPS, that would be fine. But he's not. He's just going after everyone. He just goes after everyone, right? It's just like the whole Reddit, all the content creators, it's all justified because my CPS. No. But if Adam does that, obviously he's totally hypocrite. If not, I think it's totally reasonable for him to go after the person who reported him.
ICE. Okay. Yes, that is a real sentence I just said. My Snark have reported me to ICE. As in, ICE in America. And I really want to talk about it. And I've been advised not to talk about it.
Dude, I hate him. Dude.
But basically, my Snark have reported me to ICE. Okay? Yes, that is a real sentence I just said. My Snark have reported me to ICE. As in, ICE in America. And I really want to talk about it. And I've been advised not to talk about it because of what we're doing. But I really want to talk about it because I think it's really important to kind of show that people are now weaponizing ICE in a way that's just like against creators they don't like. Okay? So, quick summary. I have been in America since February.
Got this guy.
On and off. I did shows in London, so I went back to London, and then I was traveling back home to see my dogs, and then I went to Japan. So, you know, I've kind of been in and out of America since February. That was when my work visa started. And my work visa expires at the end of July, hence why I'm doing my New York show, and then I'm practically just packing up and leaving America because my work visa's up. So when I look at my passport right now, I have, and I can see my stamp, I have an O1 work visa. Now, this visa was very difficult to get, and I got it through the tour that I was doing with the tour company I was, you know, working with at the time, because we were considering adding extra shows and stuff. So we basically got it from January until August, right? Just to kind of allow if we were going to add extra shows or whatever. And I want to confirm that I paid for my entire work visa, and I paid for all of the legal of my work visa, and it was a very long and very expensive
Yeah, we thought about
process.
just dropping this guy in Alligator Alcatraz. Have we thought about this?
Ever.
We
For me to do
this?
the Chronically Online tour and do my New York show in a way where I was being fully documenting everything to do with tax, or documenting everything to do with when I was in America, how much money I was making in America,
not put
how
him
much
in
I was making
prison.
The economy. The work visa seemed like the method that I wanted to move forward with.
Evil.
Now, I know that there are a lot of people that will come into America and they will work without a work visa, but that was just not part of my journey, because I just didn't want to do anything wrong. And specifically with the time that I was starting the Chronically Online tour, it was when the Trump administration were really
Send him to prison and he'll come back pregnant. Bro.
taking over. So of course it was a no-brainer
so
that I
gross,
wanted to make
man.
sure that there was, you know, I had all of my proper visas or whatever in case the tour would get canceled, and then it would be my fault for not having the right one, right? It was a long process. It was an expensive process. And if you have followed me on social media, I talked about that at length. I was flying back and forth from the Dublin, USA embassy every weekend doing interviews and stuff like that, because an O1 work visa is really hard to get. This is it right here. It basically is a visa for extraordinary abilities. And it has a lot to do with like motion picture and everything to do with the arts and the creative field. Now, it is very hard to prove that your extraordinary ability in an O1 visa in general. It's even harder to do that when you are a YouTuber. However, the way with the plentiful of documents that we had to provide to the government, it basically was news articles, the fact that the show's first leg, when we had applied for the visa was, I think, 5 shows, and we sold out 3 of them, or maybe 4 of them, on first leg. So we were able to show that there was a reason that I was coming into America. So obviously we ended up getting approved for the visa. I want to clarify that, right? Now, also, aside from doing YouTube, which you make money doing, which if I'm filming out here, then you're classic.
Get to the point, man. We get it. We get it.
Brooklyn, Chicago.
You really put the effort in to get your visa, Adam. I think we get it. The visa was legit. We get it, Adam. Can you get to the fucking story now?
Los Angeles, Dallas, Nashville, Philly, Washington, D.C., Boston, Minneapolis, Detroit, but Chicago for a second time, Orlando, Houston, Atlanta, Phoenix, Vegas, San Diego, San Francisco.
Foul.
We had
so
just
demonic.
That on one stretch of work, right? Which
so
we did
demonic.
provide. And then also my New York show,
maybe even
which
worse.
is July 11th, which is the last piece of work that I'm doing in America before giving up my work visa. That was my
His
schedule,
head is mad
right?
big. He's like tiny, right? I'm pretty sure this guy is like 4 foot.
Now, on my Snark, they posted a photo that I had posted of my visa showing that I got...
So immediately, we're just gonna drop this one. We're just dropping that. We'll just glaze over that bit. The photo I posted of my visa. Why the fuck did you post a photo of your visa? Right, I posted my my account number and sort code, and now everyone's getting in contact with my bank. Oh, guys, why has Snark done this to me? Why has Snark done this to me? Like, yes, this isn't even a Snark issue. This is an internet issue. This is like the most obvious shit in the world. Do not post photos of shit like your fucking visa that have, like, identifying information and shit they can use to fuck with you in. It's so obvious. This is not a Snark issue. This is you're a fucking retard issue. You're an idiot. Like, why would you post this? You didn't think twice about this? You didn't just think, maybe I shouldn't post my visa?
My Snark, they posted a photo that I had posted of my visa showing that I got the O1 work visa right here, type class O1 work visa, which is this visa that you use. They posted this and a lot of people were sending it to me and I had no idea what was wrong here. And then a quick scroll down shows that these people on my Snark are actively excited about the fact that they are reporting me to the American Immigrant and Customs Enforcement, ICE. Literally. We have people on my Snark that are posting the only time I won't say fuck ICE, and they're showing that they are reporting me to ICE. Now, there's a big conversation that's going on here. Isn't it? The first one being that they are saying that I am on a religious work visa because they can't read clearly, and they're seeing the R instead of the O1 visa, which again, the O1 visa, this is, I mean, please, people, we need to read. There is an entire thread on here about how they are analyzing that I am on an R1 non-immigrant visa that is for religious organizations to perform religious duties. Now, people, we have got to use a little bit of common sense here to know that that is not the visa that I am under. However, there is an entire thread where people have spent 11 days dissecting my visa, incorrectly, by the way, implying that I'm here on religious
obviously,
activities.
If there's someone there, like, I'm laughing, but if there's someone there reporting you to ICE, and you've got legal recourse against them along those lines for that action, and they're showing they've done it, I mean, yeah, take action against that person. You shouldn't try and get the whole fucking subreddit shut down. I don't know where this is going. But absolutely, that person, much like with the CPS call, that person, take the legal recourse that you're allowed if that is a false ICE report. Totally reasonable to do. Totally reasonable course of action.
Which, number one, isn't true. But number two has now started this movement where they are all reporting me to ICE. Now, I just want to clarify one thing, which is that ICE are targeting and kidnapping from the Hispanic and Latino communities around America. Okay? And my Snark are choosing to further engage with that organization of ICE, which are
Adam, this is praxis. They're wasting ICE time to save some of those Mexicans and Hispanics. Okay, they're saving the Hispanics. They're wasting ICE time. ICE are going to spend all their time investigating you, Adam, and we're going to save so many Mexicans by spending ICE time on Adam Mcintyre.
Americans all around America, they decided to continue supporting...
Adam, you should realize it. You have the resources to defend yourself, Adam. You're rich and white. Adam, you have the resources to defend yourself. Okay? You need to take one for the team. Save these Mexicans. Help save the Mexicans, Adam. Save the hombres.
By reporting me to ICE. And there's multiple of them on this thread that have admitted that they have put in an application towards ICE to do something to me. Okay? But again, I want to clarify that these people are supporting the ICE organization that is genuinely just fucking kidnapping from so many different communities around America, specifically targeting the Latino and Hispanic communities. And there's something really troubling to me, right? And again, I've said time and time again that when it comes to Snark, I pretty much will put my hands up and kind of just allow people to do whatever they're doing, because again, I don't want to criticize how people talk about people, even if that is me, because then who am I to judge? Because I talk about people on my YouTube. But I think that there's something truly, truly, truly disgusting about weaponizing ICE against people. I think that there's something so disgusting about that, and I think the audacity to have an entire Snark dedicated to how I, Adam Mcintyre, am a bad person, while you, in your communities, are joining forces, supporting ICE, giving them information, first of all, that's incorrect, but just further supporting ICE. And now, again, I've talked about this on my YouTube before, and I will always talk about it on my Instagram, and I just think it's important to continue talking about what is happening in America right now. And also, just being fully transparent with you, it has been a risk for me to be talking about ICE, to be talking about Palestine, while I have been here on a work visa. Because yes, I could have immediately gotten my visa, taken off me and that is something that can happen. Because we are seeing people be denied visas, even if they're going through routes of trying to get a visa into United States. We are seeing that they are being denied whenever the officials or government are looking through their social medias or looking through their phones. And
yeah, to be fair, I'm joking about it, but this is one way it's fucked up, okay? This guy, I'm pretty sure this is one of those lefty guys who, you know, you can talk about his motivations for it and say it's, you know, obviously clout-driven and everything. But I think he does talk about the Palestine shit, and I can understand if you're talking about Palestine, especially if you're a bit of a retard about it and you don't quite know what you're saying. I can imagine you're a bit, you know, US immigration isn't exactly, friendly to that kind of thought process, that kind of perspective right now. Let's be totally serious. So I can understand being a bit, like, on edge over this, even if you are, just some fucking gay Irish dude who is very unlikely to be deported.
We literally saw a couple days ago, a tourist was denied entry to the States because he had a J.D. Vance bald meme on his phone.
Sure.
So, yes, while I have been speaking out about ICE and the deportations and also everything that was going on and is still going on with the genocide in Palestine,
there we go.
I always knew that there was a risk. I always knew that there was a risk. And I knew that that could have meant that the tour could have been cancelled. My New York show could have been cancelled. I knew that that could have gotten me arrested. I knew that that could have gotten me banned from America.
So, yeah. Apparently, having posts calling for ICE to be called has led, seemingly, to this Snark being banned. So this one has been banned for being unmoderated. Were the moderators active? Do we know anything about the subreddit? Was it like legit just a total free-for-all? Because I'm pretty sure some of the extremities of H3 Snark do get moderated. Yeah, Ethan is going to lose his mind. But I'm pretty sure a lot of the extremities of H3 Snark do actually get moderated. I don't see, like, calls to violence or shit like that. Calls to action. I know it's leftovers H3, I know. But it's Snark. It's Snark. I know it's leftovers H3, but it's Snark. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's actually, as much as Ethan wants to cry about it, I'm pretty sure they are relatively moderated. And yeah, the claim they usually run with is, oh no, you don't understand, everyone's coordinating against us in these secret Discord servers where they're doxing us. That's the cope. Had like 50 users. Well, yeah, it could be that it was just like basically a free-for-all and not moderated. Yeah, there was nothing this explicit for the CPS stuff where people are like literally confirming that they reported this guy to ICE. So it makes total sense. Obviously, Ethan's gonna fucking cry about it, but it makes total sense why this one got taken down and the other didn't. They're literally there. They're posting the visa. They're saying, yeah, report this guy to ICE, report this guy to ICE, and then they're showing confirmed report. I reported this guy to ICE. Here's my tip going through. It's like I've never seen anything like that shown for H3 Snark. I've never seen that shown. Not whatsoever.
This is not a wild scenario. This is actually what's going on right now, okay? But still, I chose that it was more important for me to speak out about things that I truly believe in. And morally, I just had to, right? And I will continue to. For as long as I am still in America, which at this stage, I literally, you know, my visa's almost up. So I'm leaving after my New York show anyways. Now, while I knew that there was that risk there, I never, ever, ever once thought that it would be people within the YouTube community.
Though we'll see, because what I will say is, as much as I understand why Reddit would ban it, if this guy's defended Snark communities before, I don't think... I would say he's a hypocrite and kind of a rat piece of shit if he had any involvement in getting it banned. I think Reddit making the decision themselves because of those posts makes sense and is fine. But this guy would be a total hypocrite piece of shit if he went out of his way to try and get that done. This was his move to get it banned. I don't know, because I've seen a bit of this video already. I feel like he actually does say he wasn't going after the Reddit. I'm not sure, though. We'll see.
That would be the ones trying to report me doing that? That's what's troubling to me. But again, I cannot stress enough. If you support ICE, fuck you. Whether you're on my Snark, a different Snark, whether you're in my comment section, a different comment section, whether you tweet me, whether you comment on my YouTube, whether you engage with me in some way. Number one, if you support ICE, you are truly not someone that I ever want to deal with. I think you're evil. I think you're incredibly backwards, and I think you're inhumane, if I'm being quite honest. And I don't know if there's a way to look at what's going on right now and not feel that way. But number two, the fact that there are communities online, which again, I also want to clarify that it was not that long ago that I was in meetings with managers who brought up Snarks to me and said, oh, we worked with XYZ creator and we were easily able to get Snarks taken down for harassment, terms of service, and also copyright if they upload your things. And I have always said, please don't do anything because I don't want to be a hypocrite. I remember specifically during the Klein of it all a couple years ago.
This dude's gay.
That was
very
when it was at its
perceptive.
peak. And these people were uploading a lot of my clips. And I had people coming to me saying, do you want this page taken down? They're infringing your copyright. And I always said, and everyone around me can confirm me on this, I always said no, because then I'm being a hypocrite. And again, to other posts on this page, fine. That is, I'm not holding you to that. I'm not holding you to that at all.
See, like, it sounds like he's actually being pretty reasonable about it here. He's saying that the ICE posts are too far. I'm not holding everyone to these posts, but the ICE posts are too far. That's what Ethan should be saying, right? If Ethan sees a post talking about calling CPS on him, totally reasonable for him to say, that's too far. But it's unreasonable to say, that's everyone else's fault, that's this whole community's fault. Everyone who's ever had a bad word to say about me is part of this group that is making my life a living hell, and I can do whatever I want to them. Totally different thing. Totally different lines of thinking. But we'll see what he says. Maybe he undermines himself.
But the fact that there is an entire conversation that's been going on for almost 2 weeks now, where people are gleefully, incorrectly by the way, reporting me to ICE. Again, ICE that is tearing and breaking families apart, is kidnapping people just on the street.
I totally hate, I cannot fucking stand Adam Mcintyre. I've never been able to fucking stand Adam Mcintyre. I find Adam Mcintyre to be one of the most unlikable people ever. I don't want to sound deeply homophobic. I heard Parry say earlier he hates flamboyant people, not gay people, okay? I think I'm gonna go with that. I really hate flamboyant people, okay? Nothing to do with any sexuality, just don't like flamboyant people. Just don't like them, okay? But this is a much more reasonable response to online harassment than anything Ethan said. Far more. Far more.
But yet, people hate me so much that they're incorrectly, by the way, reading my visa, when they should be reading over here, by the way, and see that it's an actual visa that is a work visa, that's a temporary work visa, by the way. The fact that they're doing that and gleefully dissecting, saying, well, why is he here on a religious visa? Which I'm not. And then they're questioning the United States Immigration Department. Then they're saying that they're emailing and reaching out to the United States government for clarification on what visa that I'm on, because I need to be kicked out of America. So they're still going. They're like, there's a full conversation going on, right? And also, I was the one that posted that photo of my visa. So the fact that they're also acting like there was something that was leaked, I posted that to show that I finally got the O1 visa, because again, it took a goddamn long time and a lot of money.
Have we thought about,
to be really honest with you, the work visa,
not posting our visa on social media? Have we thought about not posting the visa on social media? Compelling new idea I'm presenting. How about don't post your visa on social media?
I'm pretty sure cost me like $12,000 because we applied for it after the shows were announced, so we had to speed that process up. And again, all of my money, all of my legal fees, I was the one that chose to do the work visa. I'm the one that paid for the work visa myself. And let me tell you something. It was genuinely about 11 or 12,000 for the speeding up the process and all of the legal fees. So that is a whole other conversation, right? But these people are genuinely so ignorant that, first of all, I love this. They're not even asking Google. They're asking ChatGPT. They're asking ChatGPT.
GBT.
I think that really sums up these people.
ChatGPT.
Right? We're not even Googling at this stage. We're using ChatGPT. Amazing.
Is this guy retarded? ChatGPT. ChatGPT.
We need you to go back to school. We need you to go back to school. So they're saying, does homie know if he's religious or not? Because they're saying, hasn't he spoken in the past about not being religious? I'm not on a religious work visa. I don't even know if that's a thing. So they are dissecting sponsors and how it would work if the tour company sponsored me. They're saying, how does it work with me paying my taxes? They're saying work outside of the US. I really, really, really don't understand this. And again, we have these people dissecting the eligibility, the removal process, the inadmission. These people are now trying to work together to get my visa removed, get me banned from the United States, maybe get me relocated to a different country and make it so that I can never get a visa again because I false claimed. And then they're going on talking about me, about the possibility of there being a deportation process for me, a detection process if they started going through all my database checks, interviews, site visits, because they read my visa
It's just
wrong.
funny, unfortunately. It's unfortunately, the idea of this guy getting deported or sent to CECOT is incredibly funny. Hate to say it. Hate to be the one to say it. The idea of this kid getting deported or sent to CECOT or some shit like that is very funny. The fact there's a bunch of people just desperately reporting this fucking, like, gay Irish runt. It's just like, it's awesome. It's awesome. Usually ISIS for, like, you know, grabbing MS-13 members covered in tattoos and shit. Some of it's just like fucking assault rifles, masked ICE enforcers. Just like grabbing Adam Mcintyre by the scruff of his neck, throwing him in the back of a fucking van. Holy fuck, man. Oh my god. Okay? And again, cannot clarify enough. These people on my Snark are gleefully supporting ICE and are contributing to the growing of ICE by giving them information, wrong or not. And I want people to know the reason that I'm making this video specifically is I have said that in the past about, I kind of have this approach where I put my hands up when it comes to Snark because I don't want to be seen as a hypocrite. A lot of people have been sending me this from my own community and being like, Adam, you need to say something about this because your name is attached to this Snark, right? And I believe it now. Like, I see it. I want to make a statement here. If anyone ever goes over to the Adam Mcintyre Snark, I want you to know that I do not stand behind people supporting ICE. I do not stand behind people in any ways calling for people to be deported, to be detained, to be arrested, to be relocated. I think these people are sick for this, the ones that are doing this. I think it is incredibly. So even here, he's drawing a delineation between the people that are reporting to ICE and talking about reporting him to ICE, and the regular Reddit posters that are just talking shit about him. This is just so much more reasonable than Ethan. It's like actually pretty crazy. The idea that Ethan is on his Instagram story being like, "Oh, I bet you're not so happy now it's happened to you, are you?" And it's like, it's a completely different response. It is like absolutely night and day, the difference between the two responses.
And again, I just want everyone to know that I've been very, very, very outspoken about how against ICE I am. And whenever this is now attached with my name, even more so I need to double down. I'm not the one that gets affected by this. And I don't know if the people that are doing this know that. I am not the target of ICE. But the more that you try to make me the target of ICE, the more you support ICE kidnapping and deporting.
This is like cope. This is like cope. No, and like I said, they're probably wasting ICE's time more than anything. Let's be serious.
The Latino community. And when do you call it as too much? When are you crossing a line? And again, I do just want to clarify now that for people that have been posting on my Snark about reporting me to ICE or whatever like that, we literally have documented everything, and we have been over the last 11 days. We've also really gone through some other things that have been highly illegal that have been posted on here. We've compiled them, and honestly, Snark is one thing for me. Again, I'm not a hypocrite here. I know that people online have said I support Snark and all like this. My place is, who am I to say whether it exists or not, right? Okay? I've referenced it. I've read from it. Please, I still stand by that. But what I'm saying is, when you cross a line that is illegal, things need to be done about it. And unfortunately, I am having to do that now. So again, for clarification, if anyone comes across this page and thinks that there's any endorsement,
so it depends what steps he was taking. If he's taking steps against the specific users, which is what it sounds like, then that's totally reasonable to me. Trying to get the whole Reddit shut down, if he was involved in the banning of this Snark Reddit, I would say that's totally, no, that's being a hypocrite. That's being a complete hypocrite. But targeting the specific users, like this is what I said about Ethan stuff the whole time. Target the people who called CPS on you. Try and get information on them. Try and flesh out whatever routes you can to take action against them. But you can't justify, you can't use the CPS call to justify a bunch of other bullshit, a bunch of retarded copyright claims and all this shit, and everything else. You can't do that. He's not leaning towards, no, he's not saying it all has to go because it's attached to his name. He said that people were getting in touch with him saying, you'd take a stand on this because it's attached to your name. And he just said, yeah, if you go there, just letting you know, I don't support any of this shit. I think it's disgusting. And he constantly, at every point, has delineated between standard snarkers and ICE calling, coordinating those people. Which is the distinction that Ethan Klein is perpetually incapable of drawing. Because it undermines his narrative. Undermines his cause against Denims and all these people.
Me at all. I do not support ICE. At all. Point blank, period. I'm getting so wrecked.
Well, yeah, obviously, yeah, but that's my point, right? Is this shows that Ethan is acting in bad faith, I think, personally.
Okay, this was not the video that I was going to film, but it was important for me.
Ethan knows this is the reasonable take if you get harassment against you from an online community like this. Ethan knows that. He's been online for long enough to know that this is the reasonable take. He's engaging in bad faith because he wants to use the situation to shut down criticism against him, obviously.
I'll see you all later. And again, if you see this attached with my name, I do not support ICE in any way, shape, or form. I'll say it now while I'm still on my work visa, and I've said it whenever I first got my work visa. There are risks with saying that, but at what stage do you prioritize your morals and other human beings more than snarking? Okay, I'm gonna go film some other videos. Again, this is not the one I wanted to film today, but I think it was incredibly important because people were aligning me with this. And this has nothing to do with me. This has nothing to do with me. I do not run this page. I'm not a moderator on this page. I don't comment on this page, but I've been seeing it. And so anyways, I will talk to you all later. I hope you're all doing very well, and goodbye.
So Ace, who's in chat right now, as a Hispanic who half of his family has been deported in the last week, half his neighborhood has been deported in the last week. Surely Ace can now see, with all the empathy I'm sure he can have for an ICE call, surely Ace can look at this and say, after the months he spent saying, well, Ethan got the CPS called on him, so he can do what he wants in Discord. Surely Ace can now see there might be another way of handling this. A more principled way of handling this. Surely Ace can now see. And, so just to... Sorry, Adam Mcintyre has initiated a formal legal investigation in response to serious defamatory actions perpetrated by individuals associated with the subreddit known as Adam Mcintyre Snark. It's come to our attention that members of the subreddit have knowingly submitted false and malicious reports to ICE alleging fraudulent activity concerning McIntyre's immigration status. Entirely baseless, both defamation and false, reporting to federal authorities, which are offenses under US law. Okay, so yeah. Perpetrated by individuals associated with, so not by the subreddit, but individuals associated with. Well, no, I'm saying compare his response to getting ice called on him by Snark to Ethan's response to getting CPS called on him by, who knows, maybe Snark, but how would you know? But Adam's got it confirmed, 100% it was Snark. And this is what Ethan said. Adam Mcintyre has been promoting and participating in my Snark for a long time. He gives them literal shout-outs. So now that happened to him, he wants sympathy. Not so funny now, eh, Adam? I'm surprised you even have the nerve to post this after the amount of snarking you've done. Literally reaping what you sow. So this is like a totally retarded and deranged post that doesn't engage with what was said. And then you can see here, this person, McIntyre's dump, appears to be a user who was A-logging. Oh, wait, no, this is... Okay, well, let's see if we can find this post. So they're claiming that on H3 Productions... Let's find this user. I found the user. Apparently this is the person who's posting Adam McIntyre's visa. They are a regular H3 podcast subreddit user. That does appear to be the case. Dude. I'm dying. They are a regular H3 Productions user that was going after Adam, posting his visa. Very funny stuff. So when H3 says, they said they weren't going to ban my Snark because my community do it too. When he's saying that, they said they weren't going to ban my Snark because my community does it too. They were right. They were right. As anyone reasonable knew, back when that was said, back when Ethan was told, we're not banning your Snark because you're a harassment community too, obviously, everyone with any sense could see that was clear. But he cried about it. He's now saying Taylor Wren's made that up. What? So did he... Wait, no. Ethan has repeated that as fact. You do not now get to claim Taylor Wren's made it up if you were repeating it as fact. That's total bullshit. You've been using this. If it's true that Taylor Wren's has made it up, also voice cracked. If it is true that Taylor Wren's made it up, you took that with no evidence. You ran with that. And you have repeated that as if Reddit actually just said that to you. Actually just told you that. And you've ran with that as like part of your victim narrative. You don't now get to go, Taylor Wren's just made that up to me in private. What bitch shit. What bitch shit. That is such crazy bitch shit. That's totally crazy. It wasn't posted to his community, though, just by a user. Obviously, the position that Snarks should be banned and doxers... Wait, but, okay. First of all, retarded comment, because there is harassment in his community. Because they posted Noah Sampson's hinge with his city there. And the point is that they have a harassment community, too. They absolutely... This person is talking about other streamers, about all this shit here, and they go to the Adam McIntyre Snark to post about it. This is the exact same line of logic that Ethan uses. He says, yeah, they just talk about me in the subreddit, then they take it to Discord where they dox me and they coordinate. It is still hypocritical. Dude. H3 has, by any definition that you can call Snark a harassment community, H3 is also. H3 is also. The only way in which it's not is that it's not centered around a person negatively. His show, his Reddit, is centered around him and his relationships positively. The other Snark is centered around him and his relationships negatively. That's the only difference. But the behaviors they engage in against people they don't like are all the same. They're all the same. Scroll up. On what? Swear Sabrina Carpenter. This is Babka's account. Wait, it might actually be. Is it Fee Mutual Aid, New York City? This subreddit is for females in New York City that want to create a community and help each other mutually. No cash aid, please. You can recycle your clothes, furniture, items that have no meaning to you anymore. Post local NYC meetups, volunteer work, or personal gigs / skills you possess. Promote local small businesses and update potential danger. It's Babka's account. Wow. I can't believe you just doxed them. So true. Yeah, anyway. This, it's just very fucking gay that Ethan is jumping on this. Again. When it's a totally way better response. It's a way better response. Way less carefuls. Way less carefuls than Ethan. Well, I don't know if that person was actually, necessarily... They weren't one of the people showing that they'd reported to ICE. They were posting the visa and talking about it, I think. I don't think they had, shown an ICE report. I don't think it was a specific one. It was just the person who made the post. No, this was the person who posted the screenshot. Look. It's here. But they're saying it's, he's saying reported. I don't think that's true. It looks like they posted the photo of the visa. Oh, you mean you mean the one confirming they reported to ICE. Right, they got banned. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. For there's no other YouTuber can get away with being proven wrong as much as Ethan has been, makes no sense to me. Destiny? Hassan? Look, all big streamers are wrong and lie, okay? It's just true. Yeah, also because Nick Gunt guards guy like crazy. We will win. We will win. We will win. Okay, we've got some incredibly embarrassing Instagram stories from Ethan to go over quickly. So obviously earlier we looked at Adam Mcintyre's Snark being banned. For those who don't know, Adam Mcintyre's Snark was very obviously banned because there were people openly coordinating to contact ICE and then posting evidence of them contacting ICE. They would show confirmation your tip has been received and post that in the subreddit. So it was like proven out, clear as day, they are misusing services, government services, to attack Adam Mcintyre. Proven, shown, admitted. And now he's saying, I agree with the decision to ban Adam Snark, but it begs the endless, enraging question, the uneven enforcement, the evident ardent protection of our Snark subreddit. Why? Maybe because it's moderated, and they don't let people post the CPS shit, showing they called CPS. As you can see, this was not even banned for harassment. It's banned for being unmoderated. Snark is moderated. Snark is moderated. Your Snark is moderated. Leftovers H3 is moderated. People have treated me like I'm insane for accusing Reddit of protecting and participating in our Snark. I hope this at least confirms what I've known for a long time. Reddit is being weaponized by people inside their organization. Like, you are such a deranged fucking loser bitch, dude. Such a deranged fucking loser bitch, desperate to get rid of people who are talking shit about him. Such a fucking loser. Fuck Ethan, fuck Dane. Yeah, I saw the caption. Dean saying that woman is the wife of the guy, but it's not. Yeah. Yeah, Dean is always just clip farming. Yep. Okay, Ethan is claiming on his Instagram story. Our Snark has been reporting our Swedish crew member to ICE for the past 2 years, out in the open, unapologetically, right on Reddit. The admins are aware. They not only refuse to moderate the post, they deny reports. They provide feedback to moderators on how to stay compliant. We have one of the largest community subreddits on the entire site. We've never heard from an admin. Okay, let's pull up. So we've got Leftovers H3, report ICE by new. So all the ones in the last 2 days are going to be about Adam. So this is about Taylor Lorenz. Totally unrelated. Unrelated. saying that CPS isn't that big of a deal. You should stop crying about it. That's facts. I know, right? Ethan's. So there's 0 posts that I can see on Leftovers H3 about reporting his Swedish crew member to ICE. 0 fucking posts I can see about reporting his Swedish crew member to ICE. Where are those, Ethan? Show evidence. If it's happening so much, you must have some evidence, right? I'm sure when Nicholas Diorio goes live to cover this tomorrow, when he goes live and he covers Adam Mcintyre crying about his snark, and he covers all of Ethan's Instagram stories, he's gonna say, well, that might have happened on the H3 snark subreddit, the old one, but I don't think it happens on Leftovers H3. That seems to be relatively well moderated. Right? That's what he's gonna say. Surely, right? Let's check H3 Snark. Report ICE. 0 posts saying report ICE. ICE. Not relevant. Close surrender all enablers. Try and sick ICE. That's about Ethan using ICE. Nope. About Ethan calling ICE again. About Ethan calling ICE again. So, I'm looking. Unless these have all been deleted. Which would imply that it's been moderated, and that's why one was banned and the other wasn't, right? You would assume, given it was banned for being unmoderated. Bro, it ain't happening. It ain't fucking happening. So once again, Ethan just totally lying about the harassment he's receiving. Is anyone going to question this? Is anyone going to make a point out of this? Is anyone going to point out that Ethan is directly, blatantly fucking lying about the shit his snark does to try and get that thing shut down? Is anyone going to do this? Is anyone... Nick Diorio, is he going to say anything? Danga says, Willie Mac, go do a video talking about how Ethan has completely lied and smeared his snark subreddit in an attempt to shut down criticism. Surely that's coming, right? Surely anyone has any fucking principles, right? Someone claiming there were never any posts about that. It was about how he doesn't deserve his extraordinary talent visa. 0 posts or comments about reporting him. Yeah, they'll say things like, oh yeah, they deleted it when they got caught. Or did they just moderate it, you lying rat fuck? It's so annoying, man. Holy fuck. Just outright lying about the harassment he's received. Just a blatant fucking lie. And no one will question it because it is easy. You're saying, did Nick cover the Adam Mcintyre thing already? I bet his coverage is fucking terrible and retarded. Where is it? He members only is all this shit, so I don't know if I can even get it. It's legit, it will be 40 minutes of, yeah, I mean, calling ICE someone is bad, but I've got no sympathy when you people, CPS skull snark. That, it will be 40 minutes of that. I know it already. Dumbest motherfuckers going along with the most obvious censorship campaign I've ever seen. Literally just like behaving like total tease. Total... It's not about having sympathy, you stupid fuck row. You absolutely do. I can't stand you dumb motherfuckers today. Holy shit. No one is talking about any sympathy. No one's asking for fucking sympathy. It's the whole point. It's why Nick talks about sympathy. It's why when Nick covers that Adam McIntyre video, I'm certain, I haven't watched it, I'm certain though, I've seen him do this before, so I know this thing he does. He goes, yeah, that might be bad, but I have no sympathy when... And jumps into that. Because it's a way of conveying an emotional point. You just say something emotional. You say, I've got empathy, I've got sympathy, or something like that. Or I don't have empathy, I don't have sympathy, which is a point about emotion. Doesn't have to be backed up in any way. Doesn't have to be justified. Can't be argued with. When there is a point about morals or about fact being made. You just reply, yeah, but I don't have much sympathy. It's a disgusting way of dodging. So, the moment, do not come into my chat with the, what should I even have sympathy for? That is the most retarded shit in the world. Nick did this in a tweet the other day. This tweet is actually one of the dumbest things Nick's ever written, actually, frankly. Where is it? I can't see it, but basically he was making a point about the lawsuit, and he was saying, yeah, well, the big problem is here that Twitch don't have a good DMCA system. Right, Ethan didn't bother using the DMCA. It wouldn't make a fucking difference, Twitch's copyright system. Ethan didn't use it. Yeah, it's this one. But he launches into about the DMCA system after this, but it's this tweet. Lawsuits and court rulings could potentially have scary consequences for us moving forward, but I find it really hard to empathize, specifically with any of the streamers getting sued. YouTubers complained and practically begged these Twitch streamers for years to do the bare minimum. In return, they just gave increasingly smug responses. The most worthless, cowardly thing you could ever say about anything. Just absolutely pathetic. Yeah, I mean, it could be really bad, but emotional point, retarded emotional bitch out point. Yeah. Totally embarrassing. You should genuinely feel ashamed of writing something like this. This should be like, your trousers fall down in public and everyone sees you've got a 2-inch cock. That's how embarrassing this tweet should be for the rest of your life in a just world. Just like, totally, it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. Such a stupid way of engaging. Like, you sound like a fucking idiot when you say stuff like this. Seriously, you do. And this is Nick's whole coverage, by the way. This is all of Nick's coverage. This is all of Nick's coverage. It's like, yeah, maybe Ethan's going too far with the snark, but I don't really feel bad for these people when they're so mean to me on their subreddit. When they're saying I'm like a fat Nazi, they're so mean. I don't really feel bad for them. It's like, that's not what anyone's discussing, is it, you fucking retard? Totally embarrassing. Totally embarrassing. These people have completely thrown out any fucking sense. Most dishonest fucking coverage I've ever seen from a group of YouTubers, seriously. I like Nick as a person, you know? I'm just running to this. I love how Nick always says, I have nothing wrong with Kuihman, and Kuihman always just shits on him. I like Nick as a person. This is disgusting. The way he's acting, this is disgusting. I showed it yesterday. I showed the blatant dishonesty over the Denims clip. He has just fucking lied and deliberately avoided any criticisms of Ethan. He has been completely dishonest in this drama. And he will not face it. And he has just thrown this bone. He thinks he's safe because he's just thrown this bone of, oh, well, I stood up to Dan at the very, on like the absolute most obvious, retarded, brain-dead fucking point that anyone with any sense can check me on just by simply looking at the logic. So now I've actually got principles. No. No. You did the bare fucking minimum 6 months too late. And you still run with every other lie. Augie said he's willing to moderate a conversation between me and Nick. I'd be more than happy to do that. It's so... The shit he's done is so fucking blatant. I understood why Dan was confused as to why Nick spurged out about this lie. Bitch, you went with every other lie. Why is this one too far? Very true. Very true. But guys, he didn't say Hassan literally raped kids at a Diddy party. And he didn't say Hassan doxed that guy. So obviously he's very committed to the truth, actually. Commentary doesn't lie. When he spread the Denim's whole chat spamming CPS bullshit for months. When he's put up disgustingly dishonest tweets like this. Okay. Nice perma ban for spamming the same retarded bit for 10 minutes. Yes, Nick is just a petty, sensitive, thin-skinned, by his own words, loser. He's saying here, my principles are totally flexible. I don't care about my principles if you've been smug to me. If you've been smug to me, I don't care about anything anymore. If on a subreddit, if in a subreddit, you say, I'm a fat Nazi, I'm gonna go abandon all my principles. It's just so fucking embarrassing. It's so fucking embarrassing, man. It is so shameful. In a just world, it would be a permanent stain.